Start recording. Well, hello everybody and welcome. Wow, actually that's a little too close. Sorry everybody. My name is Stephen the Jupiterian here with another video for you. If you're new here, this is your first video. Give this a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new here, and hit that notification bell to be notified whenever I post a new video. And I'm, wow, 174 of you subscribers already. I am so happy. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing and commenting. Some of you are commenting, which is wonderful. Thank you so much. And so, first off, let me start a new thing. Actually, here's my singing bowl. And we're going to start with this. I had this for a while. It's just new that I'm implementing into this and that. Whoop. Don't want to break anything, but here's the second. So, yeah. And Jupiter is over my head. So that's all I wanted to start with this to give us a little sound bath. And then we can take our drum this wonderful drum. And actually, I'm actually going to start with June. This is for the month of June. We're starting new. We're bringing sound into this because it's very, Gemini season is very playful, playing all kinds of instruments, playing all kinds of things. And actually, my microphone seems to be working so much better than my um, computer microphone. So much clearer, and yeah, and yeah. Actually, if I don't put my head up, you won't see my ring light. So let's see. I'm going to start my share. First of all, let's share this chart. Yes. Here is June 1st. And I have Aries rising on the rise for June 1st. And we're starting with a moon in Leo. Well, Mars is the ruler. For you, Aries rising, we're starting with for June 1st. The moon is in your fifth house of play and fun, children, uh, casual love affairs, um, and the sun and Mercury are still under the beams. They were conjunct and in a Cazimi um, the past couple days or so when when Mercury was at, well, let's go back in days. In May, here we are. It's at 9 degrees. Yep. At 9 degrees, the Sun and Mercury were conjunct, or made a Cazimi. Let's move this into hours. because it should be at 9 degrees and 2 minutes, I believe, that it was Cazimi. Oh, wait. Uh, at 9 degrees, 0 minutes. How about that? At 9 p.m. on the west coast of um, the United States. 9 degrees. And the moon was in Cancer, May 29th. This Cazimi occurred. Where they are, Cazimi means that they are in the heart, that Mercury or any planet is in the heart of the sun. This time it's Mercury, which is in the heart of the sun for May 29th. So let's go ahead to May 30th. Mercury is still within the beams of the sun by the 31st, and then June 1st, still within the beams of the sun. So, this is a quite an interesting time. And the moon, well, later on, in the morning, the moon was in Leo. In the evening, the moon moves into Virgo. We can move this into hours. See, so yeah. At 4 in the afternoon, moon is already moved into Leo, was in Leo. But if we go early in the morning, at 3 a.m. in the morning, yeah, even at 1 a.m. in the morning, Aries, well, we have Saturn and Neptune and Venus. And Venus is going to be conjunct Chiron. Well, it's in the same degree of Aries, Venus and Chiron. So this could be um, a, a healing of a value, something you value, of a love interest, something that's healing. It could be Venus is also monetary, money, finance. Venus is also like desire, a desire for something is healed in Aries. So you probably be pioneering and starting something, initiating something new that'll bring some healing energy. Well, it may not be new because the 25th degree is at the end of the zodiac of Aries. So it could be ending something that was really um, painful. And we're dealing with this now. And it's making a sextile, well, by sign. Well, Aries, well, Aries and Gemini are sextile by sign. But it is making a sextile to Jupiter, which is bringing abundance and goodwill, good things to you. And this is a great time. June is a wonderful month. June will be the a very good month because all these signs and fire planets in the fire signs are trine the planets in Gemini, and I also make a sextile to Pluto. And this is the asteroid Pallas Athena, a asteroid of wisdom and knowledge. And they're opposing the sun, and Mars is opposing the moon is opposing these. It's going to be a very fun month of June, especially when you get into the later days of June. So if we have Taurus rising, so this will be all these planets. Taurus, you're ruled by Venus. Venus is in your 12th, transiting your 12th house. So if you have any planets in Aquarius, Gemini, um, these are really good um, aspects to have. If it's in Libra, it's opposing you. Libra opposes Aries. They make a sextile to planets in Gemini and Aquarius. They trine any planets in Leo and Sagittarius at this time as well. So if you have planets at the last degrees of Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, there's a trine to these planets in your 12th house, Leo, sorry, Taurus. So that'd be your 4th, your 8th, and 12th houses, which are hidden from you, or like very personal houses to you, that no one else sees, but and they are in an aversion to yourself. This is the 4th house is personal house, all about your home, your foundation, your family, possibly your mother, your parents, your roots. The 12th is about your spirituality, your um, dream world. The 8th house is a hidden house. Also, it's about occult studies, the occult, the other people, other people's money, but basically, or your spouse's money, not yours. This isn't about you. The 8th house is not about you. It's always about other people, just like the 7th is about others, your spouse. The 8th house is your spouse's money and inheritance. So, and the 4th house, I said, yeah, was home and family. So that's for you, Taurus. This Gemini season is all about bringing abundance to your finances. We have plenty of planets in your 12th and your 2nd house here, Taurus. Gemini. Well, it's Gemini season. The sun is in your 1st house. It's all about you. And June 1st. Actually, wow. June 1st. The sun will be making a square to my sun in Pisces at 11 degrees, 17 minutes. How about that? But okay, this is all about Gemini. Gemini, you had a really interesting year. Jupiter, the planet of abundance, and actually, pretty much bringing good things to you, Gemini. With Jupiter is about to move into your 2nd house of finances, your money, um, your possessions. So you may be spending more money than for things that you want to possess. When Jupiter moves into your second house, you'll be spending money, but do it wisely. I'm sure you will. Um, but you have all these planets, Saturn, Neptune, and Venus in your 11th house of friends. Financial windfall, probably. Um, Although there may be a restriction here, you may be restricted by something, or friends may be restricted to you, or you may be restricting friends um, from in some way. Uh, Mars is in your third house, and with the moon, that's was conjunct the moon. And Mars, the moon conjunct Mars. So this is all about your neighborhood, your neighbor travel, short distance travel, which is a good, or traveling mostly by car, or maybe you're riding your bike, but make sure you're very careful that because Mars is in your third house of accident. Well, Mars can bring accidents, could bring some cutting and severing from your neighbor's neighborhood, um, even extended family members, aunts, uncles, cousins, that may trigger some emotional response when the moon is conjunct Mars, Gemini rising. Mm. What else? So that's all about you, Gemini. All right, on to our Cancerians. Well, Jupiter is about to enter your sign on June 9th or 10th in about 9 days. Jupiter will be moving into your sign, Cancer. The moon will be moving from Leo to your third house later in the day. For you on June 1st, how about that? So, and then you have all these planets in your 10th house of Aries, Saturn, Neptune, and Venus, all in your 10th house of career, public persona, public image, your career. Yeah. So you may be more authoritative, or authority may be authority figures may be restricting you. Just which one you decide, well, that's up to you. So this is a really good time to be more spiritual. Don't let the fogginess of your values and discipline come into play here with Neptune between Venus and Saturn, or Saturn and Venus. Uh, there could be like a rose colored glasses moment where you're not seeing what you need to be seeing in the public, or you're being seen in a different way in the public, uh, um, that you may not want to be seen as. Um, Gemini season for you, Cancer. Well, this is all in your 12th house. The Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter are in your 12th house for Cancer rising signs. And you're already ruled by the moon. So whenever the moon moves into a different sign for you, Cancer, well, that's going to be how you're emotionally Emotions will change, especially later in at night on June 1st, when the moon moves into your third house of Virgo, putting discipline and being sure to make sure you're doing all your chores in very detailed manner, making that list of grocery the list to be done in your neighborhood on June 1st for Leo. Well, Leo, Gemini season is occurring in your 11th house of friends, benefactors, your um, monetary gains from your career and your studies, beliefs to your career. To actually, then it'll be moving into your 11th house. Jupiter will be entering your 12th house very soon. Leo, Jupiter will bring some good things to your 12th house. Jupiter is abundance. Jupiter may bring um, abundance of self undoing or many dreams. Well, Jupiter will also be in a very good placement in Cancer. Jupiter in the 12th is not, well, Jupiter in the 12th is maybe you'll be bringing up your some spiritual awareness, being that guru that you've always wanted to be, Leo. Jupiter will bring some positive um, energy to you. It's a great time for Leos to start meditating or making a dream journal. When Jupiter enters your 12th sign house, your 12th house. Wow. So you can start that now, even like because the 11th house is also wishes and dreams. And then Jupiter will move into your actual dreams. So things will come to you. You'll get downloads. Leo rising. Wow. Yes, like never seen before. And visions, possibly downloads from spirit. Virgo. Well, Virgo. It's a good time to be thinking of your career right now. Your public persona. So that's a really good thing that all these planets, the sun, Mercury, you're the planet you rule. Mercury is in your 10th house of career, conjunct the sun, and then it will eventually. I think it'll move into. Does it get close to Jupiter before it moves into Cancer? Well, let's see. Um, let's move that into days. Actually, it does actually. Yes, it gets close to. Ooh, it's going to conjunct mm, Mer- Jupiter before it enters. Ooh, how about that? Like that for you, Virgo. How about that? Yep. So we're going to Libra. Hey, you're ruled by Venus, and Venus is in your seventh house, Libra, of your significant others, uh, the marketplace, your clientele. Um, you're being more, or actually, well, Saturn here. This is more about your partner. your partner, but you may not see your partner as the same as you used to. Because Saturn and Neptune conjunction in your seventh, um, your partner may be doing something more spiritually oriented, um, for you Libras. Let's go back an hour. Yeah, am I done with Virgo? Yeah, Virgo. Yeah, so yes, I done with Virgo. It's all about Gemini conjunct Jupiter in your 10th house. Yeah, and it's Gemini season for you Virgos. It's a great time for you. Yeah. Moving on to our Libra. Right back. Yes. So this is all about your partner. This has nothing to do with you, Libra. Um, your partner is probably placing more value on you and placing more discipline and something spiritual is going on here with Neptune, or actually, you may not see your partner as they were used to, as I said. And but actually, it's a good thing to focus on things that you desire, believe, things that your philosophy on life here with the Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter all in your ninth house right now, and Mars in your 11th, and the Moon here for June 1st. Well, yeah, this is a great time to focus. That friends you may not be, well, your friends may uh not be there for you, or you may not be there for your friends. Actually, something, or your friends, and something happening in your 11th house with Mars here, cutting and severing things, and more emotional, something emotional is going to happen here, but it's making a trine to Venus by June 1st. So Libra, yeah, Venus is your ruling planet, and it's in Aries, your opposite sign. This is all about other people, your spouse, your clientele, your work, your um, marketplace. So yeah, if you're working, uh, so yeah, this is going to be very challenging for you, Libra. All these planets in Aries. It's going to be there's going to be compromise and some push and like a tug of war between you and other people, and probably your significant other or spouse at this time. But as I said, focus on the ninth house, your beliefs, your philosophy right now. But I'm probably teaching something. So, all right, moving on to our Scorpio. Scorpio rising. Well, this is Mars is your ruling planet, and Mars is in the 10th house of career. So maybe you're changing career. Maybe you're cutting and severing something from your career or taking more action in your career. Also, that was for Aries as well. Mars is in your fifth house. You're probably taking action. Sorry. taking action in your creative projects, where Scorpio is maybe taking some action and being in the spotlight. Somehow Mars is in your 10th house in the beginning of June. And it has been for a while now, since for a few months now. Mars is about to enter your 11th house of friends and money from benefactors who are want to back your endeavors, hopes and dreams and wishes. When Mars moves into Virgo, getting deep down to details, Mars will be taking care of a lot of detail oriented things for you, Scorpio. Okay. Well, Sagittarius. You're ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter has been in your seventh house for a whole year, and he's almost ready to move into your eighth house of other people's money, your spousal money, inheritance, um, money from other people, like loans um, and credit card debt. I don't have any credit card debt. Yay. That's always nice for me. Personally, I don't. I pay all well, I do have some things to pay off, but it's not like crazy. I have student loans, but I'm not paying those. I'm telling you now, yeah. I did not get the degree and in social work that I was planning on getting. So that's basically what. Whoops, let's stop the share and we're going to start this share again because I didn't like that I was talking about things personally, like my student loans, which, yeah, social work and astrology just don't go together, and I wouldn't advise it. Although I have 2 degrees that I have here, and I'm a tarot card reader. So there you go. And I hopefully you'll be making money through esoteric things, because yeah, Jupiter will be making a trine to my natal Jupiter. When Jupiter is in Cancer, he'll be making a trine to my natal Jupiter in the 12th house. Hey, there you go. And then we'll just do that. And then, yeah. So, Sagittarius, this is a very good time for you to be more disciplined in your creative projects. You'll be valuing your children, and putting more, um, well, um, you could become the teacher. You could be you'll be focused on something more creative, more on maybe even um, your relationships, because the fifth house is a relationship house. So is the 11th of friends, and your seventh house is your spouse. So let's see. And Mars is in your ninth house of your philosophy, your belief system. So maybe you're changing something in your belief system or initiating something in beliefs. Well, I believe in astrology. I believe it's not a religion. I believe my beliefs in religion, philosophy are coming to, so yeah, so belief systems. Mars rules your fifth house, and Mars rules your 12th house, Sagittarius, in your ninth. So actually, you may be having dreams about publishing a book, getting something done in your ninth house of higher education, possibly also. Because I'm a teacher, I'm actually teaching you guys this. So, Sagittarius, Jupiter has been teaching you a lot about other people, who your tribe is, who is behind you 100%. And then it'll be moving into your eighth house. If others, other people's money, other people's ideas, people may try to, when Jupiter enters your eighth house, other people may be trying to put their beliefs onto you. They're giving you wisdom, giving you the, believe me, Sagittarius, you are the wise one. You know what's best for you, and you never let anybody tell you what to do or where what to be. Sagittarius. So yeah, I know that you Sagittarians will have some money luck. All right, we're moving on to Capricorn. Well, Capricorn, you're ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is in Pisces. No, I'm sorry. Saturn is not in Pisces anymore. Saturn is in your fourth house of home and family, your foundation. So make sure you're very responsible about with your family and taking responsibility for your foundation, taking responsibility for your family, responsibility and authority, being the authority in your home. Uh, but we have Venus in here, and it's making a trine to Mars in your eighth house of other people's money. So this could be spousal money of your home, could be your spouse, could be um, will be helping you, Capricorn. Yes. And then we'll move on to the next sign, I think. Yes. Is that a good? Well, here's sixth house of work and coworkers and your health routines. Capricorn, make sure you're doing things for you to for if you have any illnesses that you're taking care of yourself. Yes. So, Aquarius, you're also ruled by Saturn. And that Saturn is in your third house of community, your neighborhood, your um, aunts, uncles, cousins, your neighbors. things that are familiar to you, Aquarius. Mars is in your seventh house. And if you have anything in your 11th, that's making a grand trine from your third to the seventh to the 11th. So these are relationships to your neighbors, your spouse, and your friends. If you have any planets in there, those three houses, but these two houses, the third and the seventh, are being have a lot of activity going on in them at the moment. Well, you'll be very creative to communication, writing projects are underway for you, Aquarius. Uh, Actually, you may be communicating more with your children. Also, with Mercury and Mars and the Sun conjunct and Jupiter very close to your fifth house of children and creativity. Um, Heck, well, you may even be a grandmother, or have a child, or become a grandmother, have a grandchild if you're of that age. All right, moving on to Pisces. Well, Pisces, you're ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter has been in your fourth house for quite some time. And now that it is Gemini season, it's all about your home, your your home, your mother. Actually, it's a good time to be talking. Well, pick up the phone, talk to your mother and your family. It's bringing abundance to an expansion to your home. You may even have an expansion to your home with children, or building an expansion to your home. What else? So we have the second house is your second house is very active right now in Aries. All these planets in Aries, you're being more disciplined with your money. Although, be sure you're not being uh, taken advantage of with Neptune here. And you're placing value on your possessions here, even though you may want to spend some money to be do some shop therapy, Pisces. I would not advise that at all at this time, unless you have the means to do so, because you'll be expanding, or actually, maybe well, it's a good time to save money to expand on your home, and Mars is taking care of things in your sixth house of health, illness. You have the wisdom to do so with Pallas Athena in your 12th house opposing Mars. What else do we have for you? The moon enters Virgo. So your spouse may have more emotional ties to you. And something emotional is happening for your partner too, with your partner. Um, And I think that's all I have for you for June, the beginning of June 1st. But so let's go move this into days. So that's when we have all this activity for Gemini. By June 2nd and 3rd and 4th. Let's see. 3rd and the 4th. Yeah, the moon will be in Virgo, a mercurial sign. We have all these planets in Mercury and the moon conjunct the south node in Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury. It's going to be a very mercurial month in the beginning of that. And then we'll move this into the 7th. So Jupiter is at the 29th degree of Gemini, and the moon will be in fall in the sign of Scorpio by the 7th, and then the 8th, and on the 9th, Mercury moves into Cancer. We'll be feeling our emotions and our communication, or communication will be more emotionally driven now with Mercury in Cancer. And then after that, on June 9th, we move this in hours. On the June 9th, later in the day, June 9th, or the 10th, depending on where you are in the world. I know on the West Coast, Jupiter will enter Scorpio around 3 p.m. 2 some, or maybe around 2 something. Let's go back in minutes because it's 2 something in the afternoon on the West Coast. It'll be 5-ish when when Jupiter enters Scorpio. Sorry, Cancer. So yeah, around 2 p.m., a little after 2 p.m. on the West Coast. So it'll be a little after 5 on the West Coast, on the East Coast, I mean. A little after 5 on the East Coast when Jupiter enters Scorpio, Cancer. Oh, Jupiter and Cancer conjunct Mercury, the sun, the moon in Sagittarius at 3 degrees, and Venus has already moved into the sign of Taurus, a sign that she rules. She will be at home here. She will be feeling and having all the things that she wants. Um, and it'll be very like, if you probably be very wanting to touch tactilely to material, or like silk may, I don't know, maybe you'll be more um uh feeling more uh wanting to have more things, like you'll be um earthy, grounded, and more things that will be to your taste, and taste, touch, well, and hearing, seeing things. So you may more susceptible to things of the nature, with Venus in Taurus. So Venus will be moving into Taurus before Jupiter enters Cancer. And they make a sextile to each other also. Venus and Jupiter and Mercury. So that's wow, that's really, really good. By June 9th, when Jupiter enters Cancer for every sign. And I had already gone through Jupiter in Cancer for every sign. Venus, I will do another video for Venus's transit in Taurus. I should have done that first because Venus enters Taurus before Jupiter enters Cancer. But Jupiter is a bigger planet of abundance and wisdom, bringing great things. Jupiter is the Santa Claus of the zodiac, brings good things. And actually, in Cancer, it'll be even better because Jupiter's exalted in Cancer. And again, I will be sharing with you Sylvester Stallone's chart soon. He has Jupiter in Cancer. And we will see what's going on with Sylvester Stallone in another chat in another video as well. So that is my delineation, my interpretation on the planets for the first half of June, and with Jupiter's transit through the houses for every sign. Thanks for watching, and take care, everybody.